Welcome, 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 welcome back. This is the one and only Pendecker coming back to you once again, ladies and gentlemen, here on my channel, Kung Tech Fu, doing crypto kung fu with you all day long. I know it's been a while, guys, but you know I've been in the dungeon like the crypto mad scientist that I am, walking around with my hair being electrocuted and all of that good stuff. But hey, we are back, and we are back to give you another dose of that real crypto alpha. Welcome to the best channel on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to where you are going to get the real on how we can be our own bank and become financially independent, ladies and gentlemen, utilizing the principle of compound interest. Yes, I am a compound interest maximalist, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, let's get to it. We are here to discuss, ladies and gentlemen, a few things. We are here to discuss a token. We are here to discuss where to look. We are here to discuss sustainability. Where do we get the money? How do we get into the financial infrastructure of things and do that? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out, ladies and gentlemen. So I got my new Ghost Protocol phone here. I hope you guys like it, because I will not be the victim of SIM swapping, ladies and gentlemen. And if we look right here at the top where you see this little C circulating right there, that, my friend, is called CAPE. It is a service that does not record any information on you whatsoever, and you are utilizing an eSIM so that you cannot be SIM swapped. Because once a person SIM swaps you, they have access to everything. They have access to your bank account, they have access to your social security number, and they can do pretty much anything. They have access to your crypto accounts if they're that savvy, you know. So you don't want to sit here and watch yourself get ripped off and not have the ability not to be able to do anything about it, ladies and gentlemen. So CAPE, my referral link for the CAPE will be down in the description below. So what I did is I completely switched into what now I have, because I already had the Keystone Pro, air gapped. I already got 2FA, two-factor authentication. I already got biometrics. I already got, all of these different little security measures. But once it comes to SIM swapping surpasses and supersedes all of that, because once a person SIM swaps you, they can change your passwords and all of that. So if I were you, I would get with the CAPE service today and start reconfiguring your phone. And so yeah, this is what I got now, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, we are here to talk about a few things. And if you want to know where to look, ladies and gentlemen, in the here and now, first of all, know and understand that this is not financial advice. Nothing that I say here is financial advice. If you choose to utilize any of the things that I talk about, or choose to replicate any of the movements and place them into your own financial portfolio, please be a responsible adult and take full responsibility for your own actions. Because if you get wrecked, there's only one person to blame, and that's you. Okay? So with that, being a winner, taking full responsibility for your life, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to show you where the sustainability is. I'm going to show you what surpasses quantum computers. I'm going to show you what's going to be here 5 to 10 years from now, okay? So that we can build our portfolio based upon something that is not fleeting. And with that, let's first go into CoinGecko here, because I'm going to show you the 3 Bitcoins, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, you heard it, the 3 Bitcoins. I have 3 Bitcoins, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, first up on the list, we have the actual Bitcoin, the authentic Bitcoin that goes back to the Genesis block, because that's right, you already guessed it, BSV, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that you can get a full Bitcoin for $23.56? An authentic Bitcoin with the authentic contract address? Because if your contract address on your Bitcoin does not start with the number 1, then that means that you have SegWit Bitcoin. native SegWit or regular SegWit Bitcoin that starts with BC1 or 3. And that, my friend, is not real Bitcoin. Okay? That is the Jack Dorsey and Greg Maxwell two-step. All right? I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to leave it at that. Do your research. Let's get to the next one. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, is, you should have guessed, is Zcash, ladies and gentlemen, or ZEC. All right? Let me see if I learn how to type, I'll be all right. ZEC is the ticker, but it's Zcash, Zcash. Now, Zcash goes way back into the cyberpunk days. These guys, you know, Zuko and all of the mathematical engineering developing geniuses behind this platform. Also, chilling in the cut is Edward Snowden. That's right, Edward Snowden was a part of this project, ladies and gentlemen. Edward Snowden was chilling in the cut, and he was the one that was part of the ceremony. So, Zcash is privacy Bitcoin with ZK knowledge technology, and it's privacy Bitcoin. You can choose to either use shielded or unshielded transactions, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with that one. Next up on the list, ladies and gentlemen, of course, is none other than the ultimate boom shakalaka, my favorite, BitTensor Tau. BitTensor Tau is the Bitcoin, just like Zcash. It has the same skeletal structure of Bitcoin. Yes, it has halving events and all of that. But BitTensor Tau is the AI of Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, with 128 subnets, I believe, that they've been capped at. One day they may get more, but all of these subnets are application specific, okay? That is basically changing the game big time. There are so many subnets that change fees down to 90% and a whole 9. But BitTensor Tau, as a matter of fact, if we go into the info, it tells you right here on CoinGecko. It's an open source protocol that powers a decentralized blockchain-based machine learning network. Okay? So essentially what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is, you know how when they mine Bitcoins, all of that compute power is wasted. Not so with BitTensor, because all of the compute power that goes into mining BitTensor Tau is used for machine learning, ladies and gentlemen. So BitTensor Tau is my #1 platform. I just got my BitTensor merch today. I got my hat, I got my jacket, and I am ready to represent, and I am ready to go full scale, all aped in on BitTensor Tau, ladies and gentlemen, as well as BSV, as well as Zcash. But those are my 3 Bitcoins that I wanted to start out with, but that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to talk about BitTensor Tau, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to talk about Zcash today, okay? I am here to talk about something that has flown under the radar, okay? And the thing that has flown under the radar is none other than something. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go to Deck Screener for this one, because you guys should have Deck Screener, and you guys should know about Deck Screener. We are talking about ore, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about ore. We are talking about something that has never been seen before. We are talking about mining a coin on Solana. You don't need an ASIC. You don't need a GPU. You don't need to rent or lease compute power. You don't need to get an H100. You don't need to contact a data center. You don't need to do any of that. With ore, you can go directly to the platform and mine ore right on the platform, whether it's on your laptop or whether it's on your phone. And please don't fall into the trick that I hear people sometimes say on YouTube. You know, don't do crypto on your phone, it's unsafe. That is 100% complete and utter ridiculousness. And whoever is saying those things do not understand the world of compute. They don't understand computers. Take it from a person like myself, where I was programming in BASIC when I was in the 7th grade. I went on to do data processing. I went on to become the head graphic artist of big companies. I went on to become a computer tech running my own lab, you know. So I've been doing tech all my life, all right, which is why crypto was such a natural fit for me. So doing crypto on your phone is not only as safe, it is probably safer than doing it on your laptop, because on your phone you have biometrics. You see, you have two-factor authentication, things that you probably don't have on your laptop. I'm sure there are some laptops that have a fingerprint, and for the most part they don't. Okay, laptops usually don't have those things, so it's just as safe, if not safer, on your phone, ladies and gentlemen. And I use them both. I use my laptop. You guys know, if you've been here, I use my laptop and I use my phone. For the first 3 years in crypto, I only used my phone, you know. So I am living proof of what I speak of, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so here we are with OR, ladies and gentlemen. And OR is, you are able to mine on your phone, and it is a mintable token. And we are now looking at $1.8 million in liquidity. We're looking at $94.4 million in market cap. The price right now is $232, ladies and gentlemen. But if we look at the chart, you can clearly see that just a couple of days ago, it went as high as $600, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go on over here to the 4-hour chart, and you can see for yourself right here. November 8th. It was at $560. And just previous to that, it was at $641, ladies and gentlemen, on November 8th. Okay? And now it's down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But when that happened, it was only $1 million in liquidity. And it went up to 1.8. That means people are staking it. That means people are holding it, ladies and gentlemen. And let me show you why they're holding it. Let's go back to CoinGecko. Let me show you why they're holding it, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to blow your mind. Okay? If you get it. If you understand. All right? If you look at statistics right here on the near bottom right of that first block where it says statistics, you can see where it says max supply is 5 million coins. In total will ever be. You know how Bitcoiners are always telling you there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, and that's one of the biggest selling points for Bitcoin, and indeed it is a big selling point. But here we have something much more scarce than that. This is about 1/4 more scarce than that. It is. It's just under 1/4 the scarcity of Bitcoin. There will only ever be 5 million coins. Now, this project came out, like if you go and search YouTube and you look for OR, you're going to see videos from over a year ago, because what previously happened is OR actually nearly broke the Solana blockchain because of all of the transactions that were, because it was very kind of memory intensive. You know, I completely missed it. And, you know, I barely sleep anymore since I got bit by the crypto bug nearly 5 years ago. And I completely missed it, you know. I didn't miss it this time around, though, you know. So that's is what we're dealing with in terms of scarcity. So if we go over here, ladies and gentlemen, and we just go inside our wallet on our phones, and once you go in here, and of course you're going to go over here, and we're going to go into OR. And I hope this shows up on the video, ladies and gentlemen. So let's keep our fingers crossed. But if we go here into OR, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do it here, and I'm also going to do it on the laptop just in case it doesn't show up. But you can actually choose from 25 blocks. You know, you could do 1 all the way up to 25, but you can do all 25, and that's actually what I do. And you got manual and you got auto. The best, you know, my suggestion is for you to use auto and to choose as many blocks as you want. But if you cover all 25 blocks, like if you go here and you put in 25, you know, and then you go in here and you put in, you know, let's say 0.001 of Solana, you're going to put, you know, you're going to deploy 0.25 Solana, and then you go over here and you put in maybe 9 rounds. You can do, you know, whatever it'll let you do. Sometimes it'll let you do more, sometimes it won't. You know, you can go ahead and deploy that, and then you'll earn ore. You have unrefined ore, and then you have refined ore. Okay, I have a little ore there because I've been mining, as you can see. And I just leave it there until I, get a significant amount, and then I claim it at that point. Okay. Now, if we go to stake here, you see I have 1.49 in the staker. I've got a little ore there that I'm building up on the yield aspect. But if we go down here to the summary, you can clearly see that it has an APR of 24.37% and it has a TVL of $62 million. Now, the other day when the price was $600 plus, that TVL was actually, because of price appreciation, of course, the TVL was actually like 115, 120 million, some crazy number like that. And it will go back there once we, see some more price appreciation. And we will, because last year when this was out, it had to be discontinued because it was so memory intensive. But this time around, we have new technology. Solana itself is better. And the guy, I forget his name, the developer, Hard Hat something, I forget his name. I should research it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to Twitter and we're gonna find out his name, but I forget his name. But he also, basically, modified this to work more efficiently, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what you see here. So you could come over here. You don't have to do any of the mining. You could simply buy ore off the market, come over here and just stake it at 24%. So if you want to take, a few hundred or a few $1,000s and just come and stick it over here, and just earn ore, like, it's good to hold some ore. It's good to hold some ore in your wallet. It's good to stake some. You might even try your hand at mining, but if you don't want to do any mining, that's fine. Just buy it off the market, hold it in your wallet, and wait for price appreciation and take profit at some point. But I would still hold some for the long term, because you don't want to be completely out of the game. You know what I'm saying? You still want to have some, because remember, there's only 5 million ore ever, and this is something that when it comes to crypto, I've been in crypto nearly, not quite, but nearly 5 years. And this is something to where I've never seen it, because I don't think that this was actually possible previously. But as the technology gets better, we start to see things like this, ladies and gentlemen. So I am, knee deep in ore, ladies and gentlemen. And you can even go over here to the chat if you want to go over here. If you're one of those people that like to, throw comments back and forth and within the community, you can do this here. You don't have to go over to a Discord or anything. You could do it right here on the platform, where you could talk with other, or people that are mining the ore, and you can go over here to about, and it gives you a little thing over here. It says ore is a digital store of value on the Solana blockchain. Blockchains enables the creation of trustless digital currencies which do not depend on any central bank or issuing authority. As one of the fastest and most widely used blockchains in the world, Solana has become the ideal home for a new generation of digital assets and financial applications. While many other digital stores of value exist and provide immense value to their users, none are native to Solana, and thus rely on risk third-party intermediaries to use with protocols on Solana, or is designed from the ground up to serve as a Solana native store of value with maximal freedom and minimal trust assumptions. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. So if I, just stay tuned to my videos. I know I haven't made a video in a while, because like I said, I've been down in the dungeon serving it up, not only for myself, but for you guys, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep moving on to financial independence. We are not going to be like those people that says, I'm leaving crypto. I lost $5 and I'm leaving crypto. Like they hurting somebody. You're only hurting yourself. Because cryptocurrency is the most sophisticated tool that have ever been devised to utilize the wealth building principle of compound interest, ladies and gentlemen. That's why if you're simply a person that buys low and sell high, you're not using the most powerful mechanism in all of crypto. And that, my friends, is called yield. And yield comes from compound interest. But if you're just a trader, just buying low and selling high, you're not utilizing yield at all. You're only doing price appreciation. Price appreciation and yield are two completely different things. If you buy something at $2 and you sell it at $16, there's no yield in that. That is only price appreciation. But when it comes to long-term sustainability and wealth building, you must be using your digital assets to earn yield, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the secret sauce. And with that, this is the Pin Decker, also known as the Sensei, also known as the Lawnmower Man, also known as a lot of other things, depending on who you ask. But we are going to sign off and let that be your checkup from the neck up for today, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be back with another bombastic video showing you how to become your own bank, how to become your own international monetary change so that you can live your life in a permissionless fashion, so that the power of choice will be returned to your life and you don't need to ask anybody's permission as you build your empire, your own empire, and you cannot be stopped. Crypto truly makes you invincible because no one, no government, no bank, no institution, no organization can stop you. You are free to earn as much money as you see fit, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, this is the Pin Decker signing off, and I will see you soon. So you guys already know what I'm going to say. Let's get this crypto.